Does anybody else agree with me on this? Isn't pain more interesting than happiness? As far as just to hear about or to think about. Isn't someone's pain more interesting than, because you know how there's like there's social media, there's Snapchat, there's whatever, all that crap, and everybody puts on there how happy they are, how awesome their life is, and that's just not interesting, is it? You know, you just couldn't care less. So what about, you know, all the sad parts of someone's life? You know, call me crazy, but that's what I want to hear about. I want to hear about your struggles, right? I was talking to this woman the other day. Came up and talked to me. I was sitting I go and get coffee at this coffee place, and this woman came up and sat next to me at this table. I'm sitting there waiting for my drink, and she said I had a kind face, right? So whatever that means, I got a kind face, and she just wanted to talk to me and get to know the person that had such a kind face. But I realized during the conversation, you know, as I was talking to her, I was going more into, I don't know, I wasn't talking so much about my life is awesome and this and that, you know. I was trying to be genuine, you know. It had been a rough day for me, actually, you know. But people will tell you, when you talk to people, they'll tell you about all the great things that are going on in their lives, and that's just not interesting to me. You know, I want to hear about your pain. As weird as that might sound, I want to hear about the real stuff, because that's the nitty-gritty of a person's life. That's what's interesting. And which brings me to my next point. You know, the other day I found myself driving around and I was listening to just sad love songs for whatever reason. And I just kept replaying, you know, these sad love songs. And about, I don't know, 10 minutes or 15 minutes through doing it, I was like, what am I doing? You know, because I had put myself in almost this depressed state, you know, this emotional place where I was almost sad, you know. I was just, because I haven't had, you know, as far as me and women go, that love thing is just, that's a joke to me almost. You know, I don't see how that all works. Maybe I don't have the patience for it. I don't know. When it comes to me and women, I've just never had patience, I don't think. You know, to deal with, it takes patience to put up with women. For me, you know, as a man, I just have very little patience for women, you know. But I haven't had much, you know, like love, that whole love thing. I've never had much of that. Okay, I've had it once, you know, which is another story in itself, but I just don't have the patience for it. But these love songs that I was listening to, you know, they were just bringing me to this genuine emotional place. And that's why I say I like hearing the sad parts of people's lives more than the happy parts, because I don't know, it's pain. You know, everyone deals with pain. A lot of people will make up a lot of happy things about their lives, but generally I don't think people make up, you know, their pain. I don't know, maybe they do, maybe they don't. I guess I can't be the judge of that, but when I hear someone's pain, you know, generally that comes from a real place. And it's raw, it's real. That's what I like to hear. But anyway, back to that coffee store. You know, I was talking to this woman and I found myself telling her, you know, just real stuff about myself. God, my hair looks ridiculous. Whatever. Real stuff about myself. And she started saying, you know, when it was, because you get done with your little story and it's the other person's turn, you say, what about you, right? So she launched into this. She did the same thing, you know. She started talking about, she didn't do the same thing. She started talking about how happy, you know, like, oh, you know, I've done this and what a great day yesterday, and like, and I was in a very honest place in my life that day, so I just told her straight up. I said, you know, what about, you know, don't tell me about all the good things. What about the pain in your life? Tell me about that pain. Like, what do you have that's really affecting you emotionally? Like, tell me that stuff. That's what I want to hear. And she did too. And that was crazy. Because she has gone through a lot of things in her life, and you could tell the difference, you know, when she started telling the story about some of her pain. You could tell that difference in just the emotion was real. It was genuine. You know, I love those kind of conversations because it was such a raw, real thing. And I don't know, I liked that. You know, because it's everybody's life, they sugarcoat it so much. You know, people really do. What's the point? We all think, you know, when you hear someone just go on and on about how happy they are, you're just like, okay, you know? But the genuine stories, the genuine, you know, conversations that you can have with people is when they're sitting down and they're telling you about their problems. They're actually opening up to you about their problems. That's real. I like that. Anyway, I'll come up with something else to talk about. See where life takes us. I'm happy I was able to get this off my chest, I guess. You know, I guess what I'm trying to say in all this is I like the real emotion of pain. What do you call a person like that who's almost addicted to that? Just a painful, you know, it's a beautiful pain, but it's pain at the same time, you know, because it's beautiful because it's real. It's real. I like real emotions. I like genuine sincerity, you know, and that pain that's real. I don't know. What do you call a person like that? Who likes to feel pain in a good way? That sounds crazy, but whatever. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. We'll chat with you guys later.